Fantastic.
Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to be joined with Dan Catlin. He is 10-1 and the new Central Area Middleweight champion after a third round knockout win against Jack Kilgannon. And my first question is, has it sunk in?
I think so. Like I say, I was always going there with the idea I was going to win the title, but did it in quite good fashion. So I think it's definitely made a statement for me.
100% it has. And so before we get into the fight itself, how did this fight come about?
So I had quite a long time out of the ring. I had about 15 months out of the ring since I had my daughter, or just before she was born. I had a bit of time off, and then I had some time off when she was born. I was always training, and when I've contacted my manager for fights again, I've said to him, I don't want to build back into it with journeyman. Continuing where we left off, really, and let's look for some hard fights, some other prospects. As I said, I don't mind if I go in the away corner. If you get me some good fights, we'll take them.
How many weeks' notice did you have for that fight?
To be fair to Jack and his team, they gave me a full camp. They gave me, I think, about 7-8 weeks notice. So they did give me good notice for the fight.
And going into your first title fight, was there any nerves?
Yeah, no different to the nerves I get for any other fight, to be honest with you. But yeah, there's always nerves. I always get a bit of nerves, bit of butterflies. By the time we get down to the arena, I start warming up, get fired up. I'm just ready to go then.
Because you were fighting in the Lions Den, sort of, wasn't you?
Yeah, so obviously he was down in his home show. I got offered the title first, the title fight in Blackpool. But obviously I'm Fleetwood. I don't think they realised how close it was when I mentioned I was local and I could do with a ticket commission. It moved to Oldham, so I'm not too sure whether it's because I was local and he was a home fighter or whatnot. But yeah, so went down there. I brought quite a few with me. I sold about 70 odd tickets, so I had a good bit of noise for me there as well.
And going into the fight, going into the first round, the first sort of minute started off a bit. It was sort of close from both. Not much going on in the first sort of minute, but once you tagged him with the first big shot, like the first meaningful shot of the fight, I only saw it going one way.
Yeah, that's it. Like I said, I knew the plan was from me and my team, we were going to go in there. We know he likes to start quick, and sometimes he comes out a bit too hot and he gets tired. That's what we thought. So I can do that pace for 10 rounds. So I went in there to drag him into a bit of a war in the start, and then to start breaking him down. But obviously, when the shot started landing, I think the power was a bit too much for him. So.
And then you took the rest of that round, hitting him with some clean shots as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, I think I hurt him every round, first, second, and then obviously ultimately finished him in the first.
I thought you had him very hurt in that second, and you nearly had him out of there in the second round.
Yeah, there was a big overrun right, to be fair to him. When I watched it back, he stayed on his feet, and he's obviously a tough lad there. But yeah, definitely had him quite hurt in that second. I don't know if he was fully recovered. Maybe that was part of the reason the right hand was so devastating in the third. But yeah.
And so after the second round, did you know you was gonna? Did your corner say he's gone? Why get him out of ahead of that round 3?
To be honest with you, in round 1, we went back to the corner and they asked, what his strength was like. And I felt like he couldn't hurt me. So the idea was to, really start going for blood sort of thing and look for him. After the second round, they said, settle down now. They said, you headhunting. They said, go to the body. And they said, look for that overhand right when he's moving off to his left, which is the shot they're calling.
Yeah, so money shot, and the left hook was working as well.
Yeah, the left hook. Yeah, I kept landing the left hook, jumping in with it and landing it from close range as well on the counter.
And when you hit that right hand, it was literally the first punch in that that third round, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, it was quite early on in the round. Like you say, he was on the back foot then, was trying to close him down, and it was a shot when working on the gyms. And when he moves to the left to throw that over the top, and obviously it landed well, landed clean.
Did you always, of course, you stopped him quicker than Zach Kelly did.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
always, did you look at that fight and say, I've seen, because he did well and he held his own against Chelly, and I thought he did well and he took some rounds off. And then people on paper, when people looked at that, they would have favoured Jack based on he had a few fights last year, and you were a bit inactive due to your certain reason. But yeah, on paper, people thought Jack, but I mean, you look at you're on a bit of a knockout run now with 5 KOs. So
yeah, that's it. Like I say, it's I think to be honest, yeah, I didn't actually watch much of. I watched his most recent fight. I'd obviously seen the knockout. I watched little bits of it, but going into that fight, obviously my gym partner Mark Jeffers, he just beat Zach Shelley. And so I sparring Mark and he said, he thinks I punch harder and stuff than Zach Shelley anyway. So going into that fight, I was under no illusion that I'd be able to hurt him. Obviously, I didn't know when I'd stop him, but I thought I'd get to him. I thought he'd gas out and I'd get to him and stop him late, but obviously caught him early and the shots were landing. So
were you sort of surprised in a way how you got him out so early?
From the first round, I knew it was coming. In hindsight, maybe, but in that first round when I landed the left hook and there was a little wobble there, I knew that I was going to stop him. I knew it was only a matter of time.
Mm-hmm. And of course, that's a massive statement that you that's a big statement because Jack's fought Zaku, former English champion, and he's a good solid area fighter, and you've just in a way just beat an area fighter, a very good fighter, in 3 rounds. That sort of proves that you're above that level.
Yeah, that's what we're going out there to do. Me and my team believed I was above that level, so we were going out there to make a statement, really, and to hopefully pave the way for bigger and better things.
What does it mean to you? What does it mean being the Central Area champion?
It means the world to me. I mean, obviously every time. Now, when I first turned pro, obviously you turn pro. I turned pro quite young. You don't really think about the area title, but when you've been pro a few years and you realise how hard the pro game is, any title means the world. So from now on, and all the other titles that I might fight for, they mean the world to me.
Mm-hmm. And of course, there's a bit of a good mix in the English domestic scene at middleweight. I think it's getting fought for this weekend. Mitch Frierson v Brad Pauls. Ideally, would you want the winner of that, or just see what happens?
Yeah, I'll happily take the figure off for the winner of that. I would take that in a heartbeat. Like I say, I'm here for the big fights. That's what I said to my manager coming back. So any good big fights get offered my way.
Nathan Heaney, Brad Ray.
Yeah, all good fights, loads of fights out there. Like you say, it's just a matter of time now until these big fights start getting made, and that's what I'm in the game for. Exciting fights and exciting nights.
Mm-hmm. Can we expect you to be out one more time this year, or are you looking now to next year?
I think I'll be out towards the back end of this year. I'm hoping so anyway. I'll have a meeting with my team this week. We've touched base, but we've not fully had a meeting yet. But we'll probably look to get out maybe back end of this year. Whether it'll be a big fight or maybe something else, and then look into the next year. I'm not too sure what'll happen yet, but I'd like to get out this year again.
Mm-hmm. And before I let you go, do you want to thank anybody who gave you the opportunity, or just anybody who's helping you at the minute?
Yeah, so I'll obviously thank all the team at Jenny's Gym and all the lads for the sparring. To all my sponsors, I've got DV Tires, Therapeutic Care, McGann Boxing and Fitness, and Wire Marine. And then to everyone who bought a ticket, really, everyone who bought a ticket, everyone who shared the post, commented, messaged me, it means the world to me, and hopefully this will be the start of big things.
And a massive congrats on the on winning that belt and the new. Well done, mate.
Nice one, mate. Quality. Cheers,
Thank
pal.
you for your time, mate.
No worries, mate.
Bye, mate.
Bye, mate.